When we make decisions about what career path to pursue, we often think about the job title we'd like to have and the salary we'd like to earn, but we rarely think about the industry we are going to enter and stay in for years. Nonetheless, the industry choice is very important and deserves thought and understanding of the unique environment this industry represents, which will become your environment for years to come. This is because when you begin gaining experience in a particular industry, you become marked by this industry in the eyes of potential employers. Whoever hires you later will look for and value specific industry experience that you'll bring into the organization. Choosing your industry wisely is also important if you're looking to start your own business. Not all industries are equally profitable. To create and lead a successful company, you need to understand specific dynamics of your industry and challenges the industry might be going through, and what drives its profits, so you know what you are getting yourself into. So ask yourself a question: what industry do you see yourself in for years to come? There are multiple industries out there, and each one of them is unique, represents a unique microenvironment for the firms competing in this industry. Here we see a couple of examples. If we take the clothing industry, this industry relies heavily on imports. Most of the clothing nowadays is manufactured in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China. What's also important for businesses in this industry is to manage seasonality of the demand for clothing. They need to receive goods on time and also sell off inventory on time before the season change. Next, if we take the grocery retail industry, it's a completely different environment from clothing. Here, the key success factor for businesses in the industry is to effectively manage perishable goods, such as vegetables, fruits, milk, eggs, goods that have a very short shelf life. What also characterizes the grocery industry is the very thin profit margins. Therefore, businesses in this industry must sell in large volumes to be successful. Next, if we take a look at the travel industry, it's a completely different world from the previous two industries. Travel industry is very seasonal and also very vulnerable to any changes in the political situation in the world, any major world events such as COVID-19 pandemic, or to the economic situation. When the economy is in recession, people tend to travel less. If we take a look at the pharmaceutical industry, this is one of the most profitable industries out there. It does take about 10 years to bring a new drug to the market because the drug first needs to be discovered and then pass through all kinds of regulatory stages to be allowed to be sold to consumers, and it takes about $1 billion to introduce a new drug to the market. However, once launched, pharmaceutical companies can benefit from the higher prices on the drug because the drug is usually patented. If the drug is popular, blockbuster drug, it will provide the return on all this investment. Next, if we take a look at the airlines industry, it's one of the least profitable industries out there. It's very tough for airlines to compete in this industry because of high costs of paying pilots and the crew, high costs of maintaining the aircraft. The airlines are also subject to fluctuating fuel prices, and this industry is also vulnerable to any political instability, any economic recession that may take place. In these cases, people tend to take flights less. If we take a look at the coffee retail industry, what's specific to this industry is that usually it's the developed countries that buy coffee beans from the developing countries. Therefore, fair trade has place in this industry. Companies like Starbucks, they pride themselves in a certain percentage of their trade being fair trade. Like we said earlier, every industry is unique and represents a unique environment for the companies competing in it. So before you take a plunge and begin your career or start a business, it's highly advisable to understand what type of industry you are getting yourself into. We become successful when we do what we love. So ask yourself, are you headed toward the industry that you are passionate about? Do you feel good about being associated with products or services sold by this industry? Your industry experience shapes you and marks you to potential employers. So are you in the industry that you want to gain more experience in? Will you be proud to be known as an expert in your industry? Is this the industry you want to grow in professionally and as a leader? Also, try to think ahead of what the future holds for your industry. You will be putting all this time and effort to develop yourself as an expert in this industry, so you don't want to be in a declining industry that won't be around for long. Do some research. What are the predictions for your chosen industry for years to come? Ideally, you want to be part of the industry that is predicted to grow and has lots of profit potential. Everything we discussed so far brings us to the point that if you want to be a leader in your organization or a successful entrepreneur or a management consultant, it's a must that you train your mind to think as a strategist from a big picture perspective. You need to step out of your current role and think much broader. Look at things from a bird's eye view. Think not only holistically of your organization, but also beyond that of your entire industry. Then, with this big picture view, you will be able to make strategic decisions and choices as a leader.